Guys, welcome back to another episode of Anime Review. Today, it's Friday, and I don't have school today, so I figured I would pop out a video for you guys. I'm probably going to do, as I usually do, one or two more over the weekend. But yeah, this is episode 6, and we're covering 7 Deadly Sins, Prisoners of the Sky. Let's get into it. Alright, so just a little bit of a, before we do start, I'm gonna give you guys a bit of an update on what's going on with the manga review. So, so I had ordered volume 10. So I have, like I've told you guys before, I have volumes 11 and 12, but I can't read them yet without volume 10. And volume 10, apparently they had to back order it. So they're not going to probably get it for between, what was it, like 2 to 4 weeks or something like that. And then once they do get it, then they'll ship it. So it probably is going to be quite a while until you guys get another manga review episode. In April, we do have the new My Hero volume coming out. So I might pre-order that, just so that, you guys get some manga review. But as far as Demon Slayer goes, it's going to be a minute. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way to start with. So yeah, let's get into the video. Right, so I almost said Demon Slayer. The 7 Deadly Sins movie is called Prisoners of the Sky. I think it came out in 2018, I think. I hadn't watched it at all because I was busy doing stuff for a long while, and I kept seeing it, and I was debating watching it, and then I finally just did watch it. It was because, the reason I watched it is because we had to cancel our Hulu subscription, and I was watching Naruto Shippuden at the time, so, well, I still am, but we gotta get that stuff figured out. We're getting Hulu back, but it's just a whole thing. But since I didn't have anything to watch, I was scrolling through Netflix, and I was like, I guess I'll just watch this. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this episode, but I just watched it, so, yeah. This is, hold on, let me think. We've got this episode. We've only got 9 more episodes after this one, for this season, so that's pretty crazy. We'll probably get through that pretty quickly, honestly. I think we'll probably get to episode 15 by, I don't know, maybe May. I don't know. Maybe like mid-May or something. I'm not sure, but we're almost finished with this season. Well, we're a little less than halfway through, so. But yeah, let's get into the review. Things that I liked. As always, 7 Deadly Sins has cool fights, and the destruction scale is on point. Like, you know how Meliodas just be, like, splitting mountains in half with, like, the flick of his finger, Similar stuff to that. It was visually pleasing. The artwork, the art in the show is pretty good. It has pretty good animation. Yeah, so just like I guess the art, yeah. The art is pretty good. 7 Deadly Sins always was pretty visually pleasing. It had all of the main characters in it, so I was struggling to try and figure out at what point in the show this is supposed to take place. Like, I don't even know if the movie is canon, but at what point in the show it takes place, because I want to say it takes place between seasons 3 and 4, or maybe like mid-season 4, I don't know, because Meliodas in the movie, well, to start with, all of the 7 Deadly Sins are there, so it takes place after season 2, at least, and then Meliodas, he has his new sword thing that he gets. I forget where it was, where he has to unlock, where he does, like, the whole training arc thing, when he gets that new sword. So he has that, So it's got to take place somewhere between season 3 and like mid season 4. I don't know, and like I said, I don't even know if the movie is canon to start with. But it was pretty entertaining nonetheless. Also in this movie, features Meliodas and Elizabeth. They have like doppelgangers. Guys, I got interrupted by my dog. So yeah, if you're familiar with the plot of the show, also this is spoiler review. I guess we'll not only spoilers for the movie, but I guess we'll get into like some key plot points from the show. So if you haven't watched the show, to be honest, I haven't seen the newest season yet, season 5, because I think it's only out in Japan's Netflix. It's supposed to come out this summer in the US Netflix. I don't have like a VPN or anything. I don't really care. I'll just wait. So yeah, I'm waiting on watching the new season. I'll check it out and do a review for you guys whenever the new season comes out in America. Sorry, I once again got interrupted. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait to watch the new season in America when it comes out. So, yeah. So if you haven't seen up to season 4, because that's all I know about. I don't know about I really don't know anything about what happens. Not prior, but after season 4. So if you haven't seen the show up to that point, then probably don't watch this video. I probably should have said something beforehand. But yeah, so anyways, in the show, Elizabeth, her whole thing is that, or Elizabeth and Meliodas. So Meliodas' whole thing is that if he dies, then he just dies, but then he comes back to life no matter what. So that's why he's been able to live for so long and look the same. Everybody's like, you should be so much older, but he doesn't look old. He's supposed to, yeah, so he just stays the same age. He doesn't age. I don't know why, but I just keep getting interrupted by my dog. It's very annoying. Yeah, so Meliodas, he doesn't age, and if he dies, he comes back to life, because they have, like, this curse. And then, Elizabeth has her curse, where, she'll fall in love with Meliodas no matter what, but when she does, or when she, like, something triggers her mind and she remembers something from her past life, because she got reincarnated after she died, then she'll, like, die in 3 days or something like that. But she'll remember everything up to that point and then die, and then once she dies, she'll get reincarnated and it'll start the cycle over, but they're destined to find each other. So Meliodas keeps meeting all of these different reincarnations of Elizabeth, and she won't, every time she, like, remembers something from her past, and then she dies. So there's a bunch of different Elizabeths in the show. So Meliodas, there was Liz, who was like the probably the one that we saw most of, other than the Elizabeth, like the main Elizabeth from the show. And then there's, Elizabeth, one of the main characters, and then there's there was the original Elizabeth from way back in the day when, like, there was, like, the whole demon angel war thing. Yeah, so in this, they both have, like, doppelgangers, and so they look similar to each other. It's a whole thing where all of the 7, like, they do a swap where the people that hit Meliodas' doppelganger, where his doppelganger is from, Meliodas goes there, and they think that Meliodas is this other dude, and then the other dude goes to the 7 deadly sins, and they think that he's actually Meliodas, but he's not. They get, like, swapped. Yeah, so that's a whole thing, which I think was pretty interesting. Yeah, so, I mean, the whole plot, I'm going to get into things that I didn't like now, because the whole plot of the movie was honestly pretty stupid. It didn't make much sense. There's like the Six Knights of Black, I think they're called. That's what I wrote down on my notes. They're the main bad guys for this movie. Apparently, so they're supposed to be like these all-powerful demons that are, they're not as powerful as the Ten Commandments. They're like Ten Commandments rejects, pretty much. They hate the Ten Commandments because the Ten Commandments think that they're better than the Six Knights of Black, which they are. But the Six Knights of Black have a grudge against the Ten Commandments because of that. So, yeah, they're the main bad guys in this movie, and they were honestly extremely bland. They didn't seem interesting at all. The only one that seemed interesting was the main guy, who faces off against Meliodas. He's like their leader. I forget his name. But he basically looks like Bon, except, like, he's like a monster version, like a demon Bon, I guess. And he faces off against Meliodas. And then he learns that Meliodas was, like, the traitor. And then he's like, oh, you're the, And then he gets killed, obviously. Meliodas goes ham, as always. So, yeah. Also, there was, like, these, the red demons. I read a review for the movie, and it talked about this, which I didn't realize at first because I haven't seen the show in about a year, a little less than a year, since I've watched the show, so I didn't remember this. But now that I read the review and they pointed this out, I'm like, wow, I didn't notice that. So they have like the red demons, and you're supposed to be able to only kill a demon by like destroying all 5 of its hearts or whatever. And then they just kill them in, like, one shot by, like, stabbing them. It's, like, the whole plot point, not plot point, but the whole thing about the demons was super inconsistent because they would just, like, I don't know, stab them once and then, like, oh, they're dead. But that's not how it's supposed to work in the show. They're contradicting their whole, their own rules, pretty much, about how stuff works. So yeah, the plot could be inconsistent at parts. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. The main bad guys were trying to like, resurrect like this ancient demon thing that's supposed to have like a massive power level or something. And then Hawk's mom ends up beating it or killing it or something like that. And then, yeah, the whole movie, honestly, was a bit of a mess. But at the same time, it was visually pleasing. It had the characters that you know and love, and then it was, I don't know, it just had good fights. And yeah, so it was entertaining, but plot-wise, didn't make much sense. Don't really care. I feel like the more I see of Seven Deadly Sins, the less I like it, because like when I first saw it, I was like, bro, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is an epic. And then now I'm just kind of like, it's okay. That's kind of how I feel about this movie. This movie, I mean, the show is better than the movie by a long shot, and I'm sure the manga is as well. I haven't checked out the manga at all. But the movie was mediocre. It was just kind of eh. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, it was just, the only thing it had going for it was that it looked good, pretty much. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about it. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the end of the episode here. If you guys like this kind of content, well, I mean, I'm going to do more of it, because I like my anime review series. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, or leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm working on some different kind of content in the background. I'm trying to figure out how to increase the quality of content, maybe do some stuff on Discord, and we can try and have like a special guest on the channel on Discord, and we can do anime review. Maybe do like some sort of a We could maybe at some point live stream, and we could do some sort of anime review podcast or something like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like I said, let me know and give me some suggestions of what you guys want me to watch, check out, and possibly content to make on the channel. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.